Big rope, and he got a sticker inside that say this model. We gotta move. This is honey gas.
That's what we gotta move.
But we gotta move. Don't we can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
This Friday night, 2 men hospitalized following 2 separate daylight shootings Friday. The Prime Minister urging stakeholders and the workforce to ready for an AI tsunami. And tourism's good times seem to keep rolling. Those stories, today's other big news this late night, Friday, February 13th, 2026.
Bahamas Tonight at 11. The final word starts now.
And it is good to have you with us this late night. I'm Corbell Pye from our big story here at 11. A major economic forum taking place here in the capital today. The Financial Forum attracting industry insiders from here at home as well as from across the region with a focus on the impact of artificial intelligence on the sector. Starting us off here at 11 is our Fern Carey.
Rising tide of artificial intelligence and its impact on global business topping the agenda at the Economic Forum at the Bahamas Resort. Regional private bank and investment firm RF Bank and Trust is hosting the financial conference. Vice President and Group Head of Fund Development and Management at RF Bank, Gerhard Bukes, told attendees to remain alert to the forces transforming the global market and to innovate and position themselves for sustainable growth.
Our theme for 2026, AI Tsunami, Navigating the Surge of Intelligent Innovation, speaks to the mounting pressure of machine intelligence in our personal and professional lives. It is not so much a question as a call to action. Now, many of you will know that today is Friday the 13th, a very scary day for some. Our intention was not to frighten you with the theme, although it may be very scary if you're not ready for it and not willing to accept a changing way of how things are about to get done. Because change is coming, whether you like it or not.
On hand for the occasion, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis. He indicated that while AI can boost economic growth and open new doors of opportunity, Bahamians must be ready for the opportunities coming on stream.
On the other side of this great opportunity sits a very real threat for those who are unprepared. While some people are harnessing AI to expand what is possible, many others are watching this transformation unfold from the other side of the digital divide. They are not yet participants in this era, and they are understandably worried about their jobs and their futures. We must work hard to make sure that the benefits of this new technology do not flow disproportionately to those who already have access, education, and capital. That is not inevitable. It need not be that emerging technologies perpetrate or even deepen existing disparities.
Prime Minister Davis says the government is continuing efforts to ensure that residents are available to access and leverage new technologies like artificial intelligence to their benefit. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Fern, the Prime Minister also assuring residents that no political activities will take place during the season of Lent. Lent, of course, begins on Ash Wednesday. That's next Wednesday, February 18th. This as the administration prepares to launch its national political campaign this coming Monday.
And we will not have any political public activities during Lent.
The Free National Movement, meanwhile, is tonight in Grand Bahama, where the party is staging a ratification rally for its candidates on Grand Bahama. So far, the party has selected incumbent Kwesi Thompson for East Grand Bahama, Frazette Gibson for Central Grand Bahama, Omar Isaacs in West Grand Bahama, Dr. Charlene Reed for Pine Ridge, and party leader Michael Pintard's renomination for Marcos City is expected to happen shortly. He spoke with our news team this week about tonight's event and how the F&M plans to turn Grand Bahama's fortunes around.
It is unfortunate that the Prime Minister and the Deputy was unable to provide any updates on what will happen with the Grand Lucayan, which they falsely forecast, again, that the $120 million was in the bank, and now they're unable to keep the water on, pay the staff members who continue to wait for some form of compensation, particularly since their work week has been cut, and many of them are actually at home with no form of employment. And so, again, a tremendous amount of work have to be done, and so we'll be talking to our vision for Grand Bahama on Friday night as all five of the next members of Parliament of Grand Bahama speak to the nation.
Along with Mr. Pintard's renomination, the party has still not ratified a candidate for the Maikal constituency, though it is widely believed that current officer in charge of Inagua, Assistant Superintendent of Police J. Leo Ferguson, is expected to be the party's candidate there. While not naming him, Pintard says there are a few matters that first have to be dealt with before the Maikal candidate's nomination is official.
We're just waiting for the candidate for Maikal to finish his vacation time. This government has been quite petty with him in terms of we know his pension and everything would be at risk, as they have done before with another former candidate. One rule applies to them and another applies to everybody else. And so as soon as he is past that particular milestone, both he and I will be ratified. But again, we're working.
Also making news here tonight, more Bahamians are showing up at the Parliamentary Registration Department and its satellite offices on New Providence, Grand Bahama, as well as the Family Islands to ensure they can vote without a problem when the general elections are called this year. Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson says staff are being kept busy purging the register of deceased individuals and adding to the register that up to last week had 197,510 people listed.
I've seen a significant increase in persons new registrants and in transfers. Also, we've seen new registration, new uptick in verifications. So a lot is going on right now, and we are monitoring it, and we're trying to keep as current as possible to ensure that when every election is called, we're ready to move in the right direction.
While the date of the election remains a mystery, Thompson is encouraging members of the public who hope to cast their ballot to be proactive and not wait until the last minute.
Continue to check their registration, particularly those who might have moved or who might have changed some of the data on whether their email or their phone or whatever. And if any changes were made since the last election, please come and see us so that we can correct it for you, because we don't want you to be disadvantaged on poll day. So we encourage all Bahamians to check their voter card, check the information, check their polling station and their constituency to make sure that they're in the right place for election.
The Bahamian Contractors Association has been calling for the regulation of the construction sector for years. And while legislation is in place, the association's president is calling for that legislation to become law. Cleopatra Murphy tells us more.
Bahamian Contractors Association President Leonard Sands is imploring government to finally appoint a contractors board as mandated by the Construction Contractors Act. He insists it's a matter of public safety.
Until such time as there's a grave collapse of some structure where people die, maybe then, just maybe then, it will take on the seriousness that it deserves.
That concern was amplified following a recent industrial accident off Tonic Williams-Darling Highway, where a 51-year-old man was crushed to death while excavating alone at a fill pit. The act passed in 2016 mandates that all contractors be licensed by the 10-member board and aims to protect consumers from substandard work. Sands says it also addresses safety.
Every day, someone from Consumer Protection has to go address a matter where somebody did work where they was not qualified to do, and that took advantage of the Bahamian person's money or the person who was in the Bahamas legally and contracting the service.
The Contractors Association president believes the board is crucial to the construction sector, adding that with the 10th anniversary of the legislation approaching, it must be appointed to regulate the sector.
The registrar has been a job that's been held for the last 10 years, and we still don't have the contractors board. The board gives the registrar a duty. The registrar does not have a duty without the board, yet they have appointed a registrar from 2016. Till now, there's a current registrar, no contractors board. So that registrar has absolutely nothing to do.
He says the association met with Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis last August, who voiced the intention to appoint a board by last September. Asked Friday if he intended to appoint a board during his current term in office, the Prime Minister did not comment. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
In a moment, some of the day's other news. When we come back, if you're headed to Cuba, stick around. There is an advisory about travel there. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. More this Friday when we come back.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn down the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. Line, so many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken.
Those pepper wings.
And we bring you back to the program this eve of Valentine's with a shot there of Christ Church Cathedral. That is, of course, I think what many consider the state church of this country. That shot, of course, and it's located in downtown Nassau at George Street. That shot, of course, is courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. And we welcome you back here to the National Report. Tourism officials are still riding high from news that the Bahamas broke another record, seeing more than 12.5 million visitors here in 2025. Their excitement and optimism only buoyed from forward bookings for the first quarter of 2026, already up by 8% over the previous year. Speaking at yesterday's weekly OPM press briefing, Tourism Director General Latia Duncombe spoke to what's behind this winning formula and why the Bahamas is so hot right now.
Our brand continues to resonate across key source markets, and our industry partners remained aligned and engaged. We are celebrating our performance, but we're not resting on it. Our approach is measured. It is deliberate and grounded in execution.
And Duncombe, her team, along with industry partners, are determined that there will be no cooling off on what's happening with the country's #1 industry. Maintaining the momentum, she insists, is a top priority.
From our global sales teams, to our in-country officers, to our partners on the ground across our 16 islands, our collective focus is clear: to sustain momentum, strengthen our competitive position, and ensure that tourism delivers meaningful results for the Bahamian people.
And we have this tonight from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which is advising Bahamians to avoid all non-essential travel to Cuba as the country continues to experience challenges affecting electricity supply, fuel availability, transportation, and access to basic goods and services. The advisory adds that these issues may impact daily life across the island, including to Havana, and could change with little notice. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is also advising Bahamians traveling to or living in Cuba to exercise caution and to remain aware of current local conditions. The advisory notes that while Cuba is generally considered a relatively safe destination, Bahamians visiting the country must maintain vigilance as petty crimes, including pickpocketing and purse snatching, may take place, especially in crowded or tourist areas. You are also to be advised to avoid displaying large sums of money, jewelry, and expensive electronics. Use only licensed and registered transportation services. Avoid accepting rides from strangers, and report any crime to the local police. Immigration-related charges slapped on 14 Haitian nationals, 8 guilty of overstaying and 6 were charged with illegal landing. One of the 8, Sondi Dennis, was also convicted of unlawful use of a forged document and knowingly attempting to mislead an immigration officer. It was determined that Dennis entered into a fake marriage with a Bahamian, Shandia Roll. All pleaded guilty and were fined between $300 and $3,000 and sentenced from 1 month to a year at the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services. Dennis, however, was fined $2,000 for overstaying, and $1,000 on each of the remaining counts. Failure to pay could lead to jail time. All 14 were to be handed over to the Department of Immigration upon payment of fines or completion of jail sentences for deportation. A police-involved shooting unfolding last evening just steps away from the Harbor-based shopping plaza off Shirley Street. Investigators converged on St. Margaret Road near Office Interior Specialist, where gunfire shattered the afternoon calm. Officials have not yet ruled the incident a homicide as they work to piece together exactly what happened. Here is what Chief Superintendent of Police Sharia King told reporters at that scene Thursday evening.
At 5 p.m. this afternoon, Police Control Room received a report of a police-involved shooting on St. Margaret Road off Shirley Street. Officers was dispatched to investigate this matter, and what we can tell you at this time is that a police officer arrived home to his residence and found and discovered an unknown male on his premises. An altercation occurred between the police officer and this unknown male, which resulted in the police officer fatally shooting the male. Investigation continues into this matter.
A local real estate firm, Leno Realty, has formed a new partnership that will give it and the Bahamas global reach. A glitzy cocktail reception held earlier this week to commemorate Leno coming under the global brand Century 21 to form Century 21 Leno Realty. Now, part of this franchise, which is in nearly 80 countries with more than 200,000 sales agents scattered across the globe, gives Leno an opportunity to drive a lot of investment into the country, as well as give the Bahamas even more exposure. Century 21 Leno Realty offices are now open. They're located in the Leno Corporate Center building at 3rd Terrace and Collins Avenue here in Centerville. The firm's managing broker, Hartman Longley II, is anxious to get Bahamas on board.
This is a strategic move for us, and we hope to obviously drive in business that will obviously trickle to you guys as well, who've been so kind to join us this evening. But again, look at it also as an opportunity for you to see what's out there and see what value that you can add to what it is you already offer, and try to grow the Bahamas along with us.
This is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Good evening and welcome to sports on this Feel Good Friday. I'm Eugene Stewart. Well, Game 2s of the GSSA Basketball Championship getting underway yesterday from the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium for all 4 divisions. For the junior girls, the H.O. Nash Lions look to tie things up in this series, being down 1-0 against the D.W. Davis Royals. D.W. Davis would go on an 11-7 lead to start the third and continue in the driver's seat, 19-12. In the fourth, it would be the Lions continuing their fight, but in the end, the Royals would go to the throne and take the Junior Girls Championship 39-20. For the junior boys, another battle between the D.W. Davis Royals and the H.O. Nash Lions. As for the Royals, they would make it 33-23 to end the first half. And this one, no doubt for the Royals, as they would now become the winningest team in the GSSA to take home championship number 9 by a final score of 60-37.
Well, it's been a long run over the years. God has been good. I know one day, eventually, this wave will subside, but as long as it is going, we're going to ride it.
For the senior girls defending champs, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers against the R.M. Bailey Pacers. The champs would cruise to an easy 22-6 lead at the end of the first half. And in the game-high 17-point game from MVP Brianna Farrington, the champs would take this trophy back to Marathon by a final score of 41-30. And in the final matchup of the night, it would be GSSA runner-ups, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers going against the R.M. Bailey Pacers. The Pacers going toe-to-toe with the Rattlers 14-13 at the end of the first and 33-28 32 at the end of the half. Aaron Bailey continuing to keep the pressure as things would get heated, resulting in a suspension of members of both teams, including head coach Kevin Johnson. C.I. Gibson obviously feeling the loss of their coach, resulting in Aaron Bailey pacing the tie this championship series 63-59.
I felt like the officiating was kind of off-sided. That's my opinion. Nothing personal. I feel like the gentleman was riding my player, pushing him, and all I told the referee is call the foul. But at the end of the day, she threw me out because I was voicing my opinion. I wasn't being disrespected. I was just saying call the foul. But at the end of the day, basketball is basketball.
The final and decisive Game 3 continues at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, and we'll have details in tomorrow's Sportscast. Still in hoops action as the country gears up for the Hugh Campbell basketball tournament set to tip off next week. Our Charles Fisher has more details in this report.
The organizing committee of the Hugh Campbell basketball tournament going through their final walkthrough this morning to make sure the AFR League gym is in tip-top condition when they tip things off Monday right here with 24 teams. All games, including the playoffs, will be played at the AFR League gym with the championship Monday at the Kendall Isaacs. Here is a look at the pools. Pool 1, St. George's Jaguars, Charles W. Saunders, Greenville, Isbeth, C.I. Walker, and Jordan Prince William. Pool 2, C.I. Gibson, Tabernacle, Tellius, Blazer Ely, Patrick J. Bethel, and C.B. Bethel. In Pool 3, St. John's, Agape, Gateway, Anatole, 8 Mile Rock, and CC Swinning. And rounding out Pool 4, Aaron Bailey, Sunland, Queen's College, Westminster, Jack Haywood, and Government High.
While Hugh Campbell have its own rules and regulations, we want to adhere to our governing bodies. And of course, we still enforce some of those rules to avoid any kind of controversies. And of course, we want the coaches to adhere to our rules by sticking to the age limit and also the eligibility of the students must be in school by the 30th of September of that particular year they play.
For the Hugh Campbell tournament, we are under the GSSA Association. We do have some rules that are a bit different from them, but we do follow all of the rules, and whatever sanctions are given by the GSSA, we uphold them in the Hugh Campbell tournament.
That's Chairman Paul Adley and Principal Carmen Richards Miller on the rules. Miller also encouraging all to come out and support.
So if you're a community leader, if you're a constituency leader, you can bring your youths, just put them on the bus. We have midterm break is from Wednesday to the following Monday. And so that the students have something to do that's constructive, then you bring a bus full of students from your constituency, from your churches, and you can bring them to the gymnasium. There's clean fun here. They will be properly supervised. And so that is a great opportunity for students to see what other kids are doing in the country. And hopefully, if you're a junior person or a small child, you may aspire to one day play in the Hugh Campbell tournament.
Once again, tip-off Monday, AFR League Gym, the 42nd Hugh Campbell basketball tournament. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And that's been your Feel Good Friday Sports. I'm Eugene Stewart. Enjoy your weekend.
Like, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but.
I need the $10 special plate. How much would you like? 20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it? The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Diabetic eye disease is caused by changes in the blood vessels of your retina. This disease is the most common cause of vision loss among patients with diabetes and is the leading cause of blindness and visual impairment in working-age adults. Symptoms of diabetic eye disease can include floaters in your vision, blurred vision, fluctuating vision, impaired color vision, or generalized loss of vision. Smoking can quadruple your risk of progression of this disease. Bottom line is, smoking will cause you to go blind faster with diabetes. so quit smoking. Also, for expectant mothers who are diabetic, it is very important that you have your eyes examined during pregnancy, as rapid changes can occur in your eyes during pregnancy. And remember, good eye health is a combined effort between your eye care team, your medical doctors, and you, the patient.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Well, look at that. It's Friday night. Means we need to check in to see how our weekend weather forecast is looking. For that, let's go over to the weather map and Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Hello, Basil.
Frontal boundary are now pushing through the northwest Bahamas into the central islands. It's coming along with a few passing showers, and those showers, as we said, will move into the central and southeastern Bahamas later on tonight. But then there's a second frontal system. That one is expected to get in here on Monday, and that will usher in some even cooler temperatures next week. And your temperatures around the islands this evening: Marshall, Abaco 72, 74 degrees in Greenville, Key, Freeport 74, the Berry Islands 77, Allenstown, Bimini at 72 degrees, in Harbor Island 75, Roxanne, Eleuthera at 74 degrees, also out of St. Kitts Island reported 74, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space, St. Andros all at 76 degrees, in Fresh Creek, Central Andros they have a temperature of 73. Georgetown, Exuma, 75, 74 in Rum Key, and also in San Salvador, 76 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 77, Ackland, 77, Magitown, Nagwitch, 76, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. Your forecast tonight, partly cloudy with a couple of late showers, then your low temperature getting down to a very comfortable 58 degrees. Last night we were just around 57, so similar conditions tonight, and then tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy with a couple of showers, mainly in the early part of the day. The high temperature should get up to 77 degrees. And the extended weather forecast looking like this: 1 or 2 passing showers into Sunday. Thereafter, beautiful weather conditions with lots of sunshine on Monday. And we promise you that that frontal system will come in on Monday, so we'll see temperatures very comfortably in the 60s for the balance of next week. Carlo.
A great Valentine's Day forecast there, Basil. Thank you very much, and have a good weekend. And we hope you have a good weekend as well. That is our broadcast for this Friday, for this week. I'm Corvell Pye for Basil, Amo, and our entire team. Take care, be well, and we'll be looking to see you from Bahamas on Monday. Good night.
After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.